The A380 may be the biggest commercial jetliner in the world, but its makers Airbus claim it's 20% more fuel efficient than its rivals. That still adds up to a hefty carbon footprint, which is why Airbus is working to find a cleaner energy source to pump through its engines.
The part that's non-negotiable for the aviation industry is that any new sustainable fuel has to be a drop-in fuel, meaning that any existing jet engine can operate immediately without modification.
Ross Walker manages Airbus's alternative fuels program and says the A380 has already been flown on a fuel made with natural gas. Known as gas-to-liquids fuel, it helps reduce air pollution around airports but provides only minor reductions in carbon emissions. He says the real solution will be biofuels, but not the ones that take away from farmland and drive food prices up.
Jatropha is one feedstock that's being looked at, but it in itself can compete with food production because it grows best in arable land, whereas algae can be grown in saline water conditions which do not compete with land or water production that's used for food.
While turning algae into fuel is showing promise in laboratories, reproducing that on an industrial scale is unproven and could take decades to achieve.
Biofuels aren't the magic bullet. We want to keep on reducing fuel burn through new aircraft, through better aerodynamics, through air traffic control. But obviously, if we're going to get to carbon neutral growth as an industry, biofuels is going to be a critical part of that.
The view at EMIRATES airline is that big emission reductions can be made immediately by retiring older gas-guzzling planes and better planning.
We could reduce emissions into Europe by 20% if we had smarter, clearer flight paths into London, to Paris, into Frankfurt and all those other European points.
But environmentalists say such claims are nothing more than airline spin.
Well, the aviation industry really is an expert in greenwash. If you look at the substance behind actually what they promise to do, it's actually very little.
Greenpeace claims the only way to become carbon neutral is for the industry to stop growing, which is why they're campaigning to prevent an extra runway being built at London's Heathrow Airport.
So the aviation industry really needs to wake up to their responsibilities and the part that they have to play in climate change, and not expect to be able to carry on with business as usual and just expand as they please.
But with cheaper air travel rapidly opening the world up to more people, it seems unlikely that airlines will ever stop growing, adding even more pressure to the biofuel race. Dan Nolan, Al Jazeera, Dubai.